Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Inside the Den. Today we're going to take a look at Windslayer 2, which is a free-to-play 2D side-scrolling action MMO. So let's get started. As you can see, we've got one server and one channel, so the game's not too busy, but let's go ahead and jump in and see what we got going on there. So waiting for a respawn, and there we go. So you can see I did play in the beta, so I got the title Beta Champ, and got my character up to level 16. Wanted to see how the first job advancement actually fared. Essentially, you start off as a novice, then work your way up, and once you reach level 10, you actually make your first job advancement, and once you reach level 30, you make your second, and now so it's 60, you make your third. But let's go ahead and go through the character creation process, see what we've got there. Let's go ahead and use our usual name, and there we go. And we're going to choose female gender, see what hairstyles we've got. Not a ton, but we've got a few, some interesting ones. We'll go with that one. Make it a little bit of an angry face. We've got a couple different options as far as the face is concerned. We're going to use that little angry one. Then we've got a couple different shirts. Basically, the shirts are all you're doing is changing the colors a little bit of what we got going on. And pants, same, just changing the colors. We're going to stick with those. We get colorful shoes, same once again. So let's go with a crazy little hair. Let's go with this like fuchsia hair color. You can see you've got a few different hair colors. So there's not a lot really going on as far as the character creation is concerned, but some basic stuff, but there's not a lot to be expected when you're dealing with these 2D side-scrollers. They keep everything kind of limited. So let's go ahead and create our character, and there we go, level 1, novice, and we've got ranks and different and fluctuation chart, total PvP not played yet, class PvP not played yet, so everything is about PvP, gets this ranking stuff going on here. But you know what, let's jump into the game and see what we got going on. There we go, zooming off to the side. So there we go, we're actually logged in now. The game actually crashed on me. Well, Fraps basically caused the game to crash. So now we're basically going through this little tutorial. We're talking to this old man. I highly recommend you do the tutorial. It walks you through some pretty good basics as far as how to move around. But if you've played any other games, you know, like the old Closed Down Wonder King or Maple Story, of course, a lot of the movement's going to feel really normal. I'm going to actually skip past the tutorial, so yep, let's end that. You do get a lot of little goody things as far as if you do the tutorial, but one thing you can do is if you just cruise right over here to system and you do keyboard settings, you can see all the things that you're going to need basically as far as how to attack, your power attack, arena, your bag, all that different stuff. You can also take and kind of just start pressing buttons and find a lot of that stuff. As you see, we've got our basic attack right there. We can just pound away on that. And then later on, we're going to get a power attack, which is D. And you can see we're running through this little town. The graphics are pretty much very similar to what you get in a lot of these side-scrolling games. Here we go, we've got our first quest. Now you can either click on this guy, and you can actually click on them from pretty far away, so it's kind of nice when you need to turn in a quest and you've got somebody, you know, way up here in a tree or something. But you can also cruise up to them, go ahead and hit spacebar, and spacebar is kind of your interaction. So you can either use spacebar to interact and get quests and stuff like that, or you can take and you're going to use spacebar as you're taking out monsters and picking up items and stuff of that nature. So let's cruise through this. All right. So we need to go talk to this person. And if I remember correctly, she's pretty much right next to you. Yep, there she is. Not too far away. And we're going to turn that in, complete our first quest, and level up. So here's some basic level up info. Every time we level up, we're going to get some points. And we'll go ahead and jump into our character sheet. You can see right there now, you start off and obviously you cruise through, and then once you get to level 10, these will all reset. So you can pretty much auto stat, throw everything into strength, because right now strength is going to be your main statistic simply because you want to take monsters out faster. So we'll go ahead and dump all those in there, and then later on we'll start to get some of these different skills. Vocational skills don't come into play until you actually pick your first class, which is first from like warrior, mage, priest and stuff, thief, archer, stuff like that. So they're the pretty standard class types. And then later on it kind of defines down. So we're going to cruise out here, and do we even have to take any of these guys out? No, but we can kill a bunch of these really quick, and we'll actually level up. Leveling up in the beginning is pretty fast, I can tell you, especially if you can get some groups of monsters together and get some AoE action going, like what's going on right here. This guy's actually trying to, it actually looks like we got a little bit of a ghost. So maybe because we're in this beginning area, it actually is showing him as a ghost, and oh, there he is. He actually popped up. Kind of weird that we're getting that little bit of a lag as far as seeing his actual character. But it's kind of cool. You can do this double jump, which allows you to jump really far. Let's cruise in here. I actually do have a little bit of a worry that the sound is going to overbear me. So, but I did want to talk about this anyways. They only have 2 resolutions, which is really weird nowadays. You know, you think about games coming out to only have a resolution as high as 1024, but they're really trying to keep the certain aspects of the game, especially all gameplay, you're able to play no matter what. Basically, any computer can play the game is what I'm trying to say here. So let's go ahead and turn in this quest. Continue forward. Yep, you're ready to complete. Go talk to Nerd. They have some really weird names. They couldn't use just basically Joes and Janes and stuff like that. They had to use, what is this? Nertikimal, whatever. So, but like I said, this person's really far away, so we can go ahead and click on her from way up there. Yep, there's your letter from your husband, and we've already leveled up again. So we'll go in there, we'll do a little auto stat, hit OK, through 1 in vitality, so basically give us a little bit more health. You can dash with double tapping on your arrow keys, because you basically move around with your arrow keys. So if you double tap, you dash. If you double tap up, you don't dash, but you've got to kind of play with the keys a little bit to get the big jumps. So you want to make sure you get to the very top of your jump before you're actually taking and doing that second jump if you want to get the big height, the big air, so to say, out of your jumps. So let's keep cruising along. Pretty much all these monsters in the beginning are just these little cutesy type things. None of them really attack you. So you can either take and just start beating on them. You can see I'm doing some crits there. These guys are bouncing all over the place, so I'm having to wait until they actually land essentially in my swings. Let's take a couple more of these out. Well, this guy's taking some out too. Get them all to go down. And you can see my green bar at the bottom, which is essentially my experience, is just jumping by leaps and bounds. So we've already leveled up again. We're level 4. Of course, auto stat. So it's kind of nice that you can do that. It's too bad that it doesn't just automatically do it for you, especially since it's going to take, and you're going to need you're going to need to reset. I mean, especially if you're a mage, obviously you want intelligence, and you know, right out of the gate it's throwing everything into actual strength. So let's go ahead and get this. A couple quests here, and then you can see right there as we're getting these quests, they're going into our little quest log here. So let's get up. He has a second quest for us. There we go. The Elder Test. So what does he want us to do? He wants us to go somewhere and kill some stuff, doesn't he? Yep. Kill Pokangs. So, but we do have one quest with him that's completed. So we'll go ahead and complete. Let's see if he gives us a better weapon or something. Nope. He didn't give us anything. So I think there's another quest around here somewhere. Let's see what we can find. So we've got premium. We've got sundries. What else do we have here? We got Leon. Does he have anything for us? I also want to be an adventurer. All right. Good for you, Leon. Let's go take out some of these. I think these Pokangs were back where we were. I think that's what we were actually just taking out. Let's see. Yep, there we go. So, and let's find a bunch of these. We got to take out 5. This shouldn't take long. These guys jump all over the place. So, now the game was actually, it's actually Windslayer 2 now. And the game used to be just Windslayer. And I'm not sure why they changed the name. The only thing I can think of is that the old publisher and the old developer didn't want to give up the name Windslayer, because maybe they're thinking, oh, well, you know, we'll bring that game back at a later date, so we might as well hold on to the name. So the new developer and the new publisher had to go with Windslayer 2. And I think the developer is actually the same. I think it's just a different publisher. I think the original publisher was Outspark, and now the new publisher is Ignited Games. So, and Ignited Games seems to have a habit of re-releasing games that other companies kind of gave up on. You know, they just did the re-release of Kairos, but Kairos is still being offered through through another company. So it's kind of weird that it's there twice. But hey, not a big deal there. So there we go. I knew there was a quest from this guy down here. We just had to get to level 5 to get it. So let's go ahead and pick this up. What is he looking for? It's gonna tell us some golden leaves. So we need to go talk to Gandalf, which is pretty funny, it's an obvious ripoff of Lord of the Rings. But, you know, all of these games have a little bit of parody to them as far as this stuff is concerned. And, you know, having a little bit of humor is never a bad thing. So let's go down here, and we're going to... Nope, that's not where we wanted to go. It's kind of weird that there's these 2 villages next to each other, but once you get in here, you're going to have a lot of opportunities to, inside of this Aussie village, you're going to have a lot of opportunities to utilize the crafting system in the game. You're also going to have access to the player shop, which is all player-run little individual shops. It's not an auction house or anything like that. You're also going to have access to your premium shop, which you go there. Actually, there's access to it right here. You can go here and talk to her and go to the premium shop. You can go here and go to sundries, which is basically this little shop, and you've got different rings and stuff like that. But you can see the prices are pretty crazy. So essentially, if you if you've got the cash, you can afford some of this stuff. But you can also jump in, summon a mobile merchant, Jingle Bell for pet. And that's one thing is as you continue through the game, let's see if we can find this thing. I think it's B. There we go. So you got a card deck. So you've got 100 different cards here. You can take and collect from the. We actually got a couple skills that we can learn here, so we might as well learn these. There we go. You can actually collect cards from the different monsters, and then you're able to summon those monsters and have them as pets, and then they can fight by your side. That becomes really kind of important once you get to the first dungeon and you're taking out these rather large apes, so to say, because those apes are they do a pretty good job of hitting you pretty hard, especially since right now, you know, the population, I would say, is somewhat moderate as far as the game is concerned. So you're gonna either have a hard time finding players to join up with, especially when you want to do those multiplayer dungeons. So having a pet never hurts. I was able to jump in there about level 14. I actually died. I'm level 16 now, so I actually got 2 levels from completing or going through and getting as far as I did. I could probably win at level 16 simply because at level 15 I got some skill ups as far as my vocational skills, because I went with the mage. So I can actually do some pretty decent damage from a distance. I've got a nice little AoE attack, which is pretty nice to have, especially when you can get a bunch of these monsters. It's funny to say monsters when I'm looking at these they're almost like cute little bunnies, except for the fact that they've been beat on a little bit. But most of the monsters, especially in the beginning, are fairly cute, but most of these 2D side-scrollers have that across all of their beginning areas, is the monsters are all fairly cute little things, and then later on they turn into these vicious things that are coming after you and trying to take you out. Well, let's take out this last one. So, like I was saying, is once you get into that instance, having that pet will really, it would have made a huge difference for me to be able to actually complete that quest and that instance. So oddly enough, V actually brings up your bag, so we can go into our equipment, and we actually have a couple of things here. Let's bring up C. We got this crappy damage +1, so we can take and drop one of these damage +5s. We've got a couple of little novice items here that we could throw on ourselves, and you see it changes. So even though you can't take and do a lot of customization, as you get different items, you're going to customize your character out essentially. So let's keep cruising along here. Let's go ahead and finish this off because we've completed this. Now I think we actually get our strong attack now, and you can see the game does a pretty good job as we level up. We've got our little level up here. We've also got our little skill up here. I think we've already skilled these up. We have, because we don't have any vocationals yet, so all of those are done. You'll also see as you reach certain levels and certain quests open up from different quest givers, you'll have a little button right here for quest up. Let's go ahead and turn this in. You've eliminated them all. Yep. So we get strong attack now. So there we go. So now we can start doing a lot more damage, and he's got another quest for us. So he needs us to go into the dry well and take out some of and get a key. So, and there's some like frog-like creatures in here. Oops, we didn't mean to do that. Let's go back in there and take a look at some of these other creatures that the game has. They're frogs or lizard? They're frogs. So let's use our strong attack. There we go. It did 12 damage. Much better than doing one at a time. Probably didn't hurt that I also equipped that stronger weapon. So let's jump up here, get out of here, turn that in. But overall, I would say the game is doing a pretty good job of updating the game much better. One thing I can tell you is you'll get in a lot of places and you'll have text from these things coming out here. They're just like little really minor basic things that they could probably clean up a little bit more. But as far as the interface, I mean, you move around really easy. Background, there's nothing I would say that is glaring as far as difference. Most games are pretty much the same as far as these 2D scrollers, but if you're looking for something, you know, kind of different, so to say, it definitely offers a different gaming structure. I mean, you have the world of MapleStory, all these different worlds. So if you're looking for a different world to play in, then you definitely have one here. So we leveled up again. Let's go ahead and turn that all in, do the auto stats. And here's what I was talking about. So you got these new quests, and we already picked up the new quest even though we leveled. So the Guardian Tree, which is located in Public Village right in the middle. So it's got to be up here somewhere. Oh yeah, all the way up to the top. So we've got to jump way up to the top here. There we go. Turn this in. Yep, and we open this chest. Do we get an item? Do we get anything? Nope, just quest complete. All right, thank you very much. So, but overall, like I said, pretty basic UI, commands, all that stuff. Nothing that's going to be majorly different from the games that you're used to that are like this. Sound-wise, you've always got music playing that does a good job of setting the atmosphere and setting the scene that you're in. And, you know, they've got some humor involved in the game, so definitely adding to the entertainment value. You know, you've got this giant bird, and you've got this guy over here named Gandalf, which, you know, some purists may be like, oh, that's lame. They used just a different version of Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. But hey, you know, whatever. It doesn't really matter that much. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's trip inside the den. Don't forget to subscribe and keep yourself updated as each new episode is released. Why don't you throw a like on here or a comment if you have something to say. And if you'd like to play or learn more about Windslayer 2, you can read our full review at MMODen.com or just click the link in the description. Till next time, thanks for watching.